Welcome! Here's a question for you. When is an unboxing not just an unboxing? And the answer is when it's also a taste test. Oh yes, there is edible goodies in this here cardboard box of mine. This is from a company that I decided to try only a few days ago, and this has come via second class post. The company is called aquarterof.co.uk. There might be some probably youngsters and maybe some international viewers who are wondering, a quarter of, what's that mean? Well, that is kind of old school vernacular for many of us of a certain age here in the UK, where we would go into our local sweet shop and ask for a quarter of our favourite sweets. A quarter being, I think, a quarter of a pound. I don't know, this is where I start struggling. Anyway, that's not important. What a quarter of is, obviously, is an online sweet shop. Now, the reason I decided to give them a try, apart from the fact that I thought it was high time to do another taste test video, I keep seeing on Facebook lately, scrolling through all my news feed, and then there's ads, and mostly ads seem to be for like online sweet sellers. And I looked at 2 or 3 of them, and yeah, fair enough, some nice stuff there. But it was all kind of like sort of what I would consider modern or not retro sweets, not old-fashioned. You know, stuff like Haribo, which there's nothing wrong with, but you can buy Haribo from any supermarket. I wanted some sweets that gave me a real nostalgia trip. I just googled old-fashioned sweets, and the first site that came up was this A Quarter Of. And they do the proper old-fashioned sweets or candy if you're American, etc. I bought my 2 favourite ever bags of sweets. I think they come in 250 gram packs. Let's dive into them and I'll show you what I've got, and we'll have a taste test, because A Quarter Of claim that these particular sweets will be the best I've ever tasted. A bold claim, but my trusty yellow knife and I will find out what the dealio really is. 'Cause we were never being boring. We had too much time to fight for ourselves. We were never being boring. We were never being bored. Alright, and now let us have a sizzle. Woo! So I'm filming this sort of mid to late morning. It's not really my sort of sweet eating time. In fact, I wouldn't say I have a sweet eating time. I've not really got much of a sweet tooth, but just now and again you get a craving, don't you? I'm more of a savoury kind of guy, and there will be a rather more savoury and salty taste test video coming very soon. And I'm really excited about that one as well, so keep your eye out for that. But I can't remember the exact price of these. I think the whole order, including second class postage, and there is other more expensive postage options with these, came to just under £8. I'll put the screenshot of the exact total on screen. So as we get into the box, well, you can kind of, I mean, if you didn't know what was in the box, when you shook it, it'd be like, well, that could be anything. But when you know who it's from and what it is, then it's like, oh yeah. So there's a little bit of weight to it, as you would expect. There is 2 250 gram bags of sweets in here, and I think that's, in old money, is that about £1? Just over. Oh, air pockets. I wasn't really expecting them. Oh, now this is nice. So they've come in like their own sealed bags, proper branded and everything. I love the kind of old style comic book branding of this company, A Quarter Of. So what I've got is A Quarter Of's own best pineapple chunks, and there we are. Look, I don't know if you can see that, but they do claim these will be the best that I've ever tasted. And we've also got the best Kola Kubes that I'll have ever tasted. Oh yes. Right, so I need to try one each. They've already got a thumbs up from me, just for the fact that like they've actually got their own bespoke sealed packaging here. There is a bit of bump on the back. Remember your trips to the local sweet shop. You looked in wonder at the brightly coloured temptations in the jars and boxes of sweets, deciding which would end up in your little white paper bag or straight into your mouth. What were your favourites? And it goes on. So yeah, they're a sort of old-fashioned online sweet shop. For me, pineapple chunks, or pineapple cubes as I always called them, and Kola Kubes, my two favourites. Like I say, I'm not a big sweet eater, but you know, just every now and again I always used to get a craving for these. Let me crack into this, get it open. These are promising to be the best I've ever tasted, don't forget. Very thick packaging, it feels like a sort of really high quality crisp packet. But it's so high quality, I can't actually get into it the normal way. I wonder if it's a case of sort of tearing down. No. What I might have to do, I might have to give it a little bit of a stabbing just to get in it. Ah, yeah, we're in there. Oh, already there's an aroma. It's that sort of fake pineapple aroma. Some of you will be like, I don't know what he means, fake pineapple, but if you've been in a sweet shop and the shopkeeper's opened a jar of these near you, you know. As for the ingredients, nothing particularly interesting. May contain traces of nuts, by the way. Anyone with a nut allergy, you probably ought to stay clear of these. So yeah, these are boiled sweets, obviously, but they have like a chewy centre. That's why I always like these. Like, there was sort of a mixture, like they were boiled, you sucked them for quite a while, but then they suddenly became really chewy. Right, let's get one of these out and inspect it. So yeah, smells and looks and feels just like I would expect a cube. Sort of a orangey yellow colour with powdered sugar. Yeah, exactly how I remember from all those years ago. Let's give it a go. That's really nice. The pineapple taste is quite good, considering, you know, it's not sort of too artificial. You know, you put this in your mouth and you're not like, oh, I'm not sure what this flavour is. You know it's pineapple flavour. So you can feel it shrinking in your mouth, as it should. And in a moment it'll probably be ready to sort of chew. Yeah, it's lovely. Keep saying it, but I really like this packaging. It just reminds me of like childhood comics, which is obviously what they go in for. This is lovely. So I'm just taking my time, and it's really nice. I mean, I've got like a whole bag of them, and then I'm going to try the cola ones in a minute, obviously. Are these the best I've ever tasted? I can't really say, because it's been so many years since I've had pineapple cubes. I don't think they're any better or worse than any others that I've had, really. They're all kind of much of a muchness, but these are really good. I think they can probably make this claim that they're the best ever, because most people who are ordering them, like me, haven't had them in years. I've had them in adulthood. It's not like I've not had them in like 30 odd years or something, but... Right, let me see how good it is for the sort of chewiness, and I would expect to get most of it stuck to my teeth, but there we are. Oh, nice crunch. That's when you start getting that more sort of synthetic flavour. When you bite into it, look. It's not unpleasant. There's a real tang to it. It's really sweet, nice and fruity. Probably the sort of whole sucking part's more is more pleasant than the actual chewing and crunching. I maybe should have waited a little longer and for it to get a little more chewy in the middle, but it doesn't matter. You eat them how you want. They all go to make a turd.
Hey, whoever smelt it don't you?
That was delicious, that. I'm very Moorish. I already want to dive into some more of those, even though I shouldn't really be eating sweets at like 11 o'clock in the morning. But I will dive into these because pineapple cubes and cola cubes are my favourites, but I think cola cubes always took it for me. Like pineapple cubes would be a close second, so I'm really excited to find out how these are. What I always like to do when I go to my little sweet shop in my local town, I just like to get, I don't know, half a pound of these mixed. Just a big bag of cola and pineapple cubes. Just dive in at random. Lovely. So here's the bag of cola cubes. Yeah, got that sort of cola cubey, what I would call cheap cola style aroma, which is good. I mean, you don't expect to open a bag of cola cubes and expect it to smell like Coke or Pepsi, do you? It's got to be like sort of cheap, own brand cola, like really chemically, and you know, that's the point. Very excited to try one of these. There, I'm going to just give you a quick look. Cola cubes, of course, they always come in this sort of purpley red colour. I've never seen a completely black cola cube before. There again, the same sort of deal as pineapple chunks, pineapple cubes. Just a nice cube of pure sugar, basically, with more sugar on top. Oh yeah. Right, here we go. There again. Lovely. Really nice. You know, it's just... It is cola-y. It's never going to be like, oh, if you've never had cola cubes before, but you're a big fan of drinking Coca-Cola. Don't expect this to be much like that. It's just, it's got a unique flavour all of its own, but I loved these so much when I was younger. And like I say, I've never been a big sweet eater, not to any great extent. When I was a very young child, my parents were quite strict on how much sweets and chocolate that I could have. So as I got older, I did have a few more sort of sweets and chocolate and that, but not to any great extent, because like I say, my weakness when it comes to snacking is stuff like crisps. That's where I can't leave them alone, to be honest. There's probably not going to be much in the way of difference in the ingredients. It's going to be a case of like the same sort of thing, but pineapple flavouring and yellow colour, cola flavouring and reddish colour. There again, traces of nuts in these as well. These are nice. I'm trying to decide now in my head which one I prefer out of the two. And I think I know, but I'm going to wait and finish this and see how it is as I start chewing it before I make my final decision. Right, I think that's enough sucking. Let's chew. Oh, I don't know if it's because I sucked it for longer than the pineapple, but this had the proper kind of chewiness to it. I mean, it's still a bit of a crunch, obviously, because of the outer boiled sugar, as it were. But there again, a nice kind of artificial but not unpleasantly so taste. This one's really chewy, actually. Way more than the pineapple chunk was. So that's what I call a good value sweet. Sucking it for what felt like ages. Started chewing it quite a while ago and there's still a bit left. So there we are. Well, I have to say, as retro sweets go, and if you haven't got a sweet shop near you, or it's closed for whatever reason at the moment, and you don't mind paying a little bit extra, you know, these aren't dirt cheap, but I think sort of under £8, you get a couple of bags, And they do like massive jars and stuff. They do like gift jars. I'll put a link to the website down in the description so you can check a quarter of out for yourself. But I'm very impressed. These are lovely. Just, you know, if I'd been given these years ago as a kid or a teenager or a young adult, I wouldn't have any problems. They're delicious. You know, no better, I would say, than anything that I may have had in the past, but certainly no worse either. Just, these are what they are. They're just really nice old-fashioned retro sweets. Which one do I like best? Normally, I'm leaning towards Kola Kubes over Pineapple Chunks. I love them both. It's like one's one and the other is a very close second in my all-time favourite sweet rankings. But I think with this one, although the chewiness was better for the Kola Kubes, I think flavour-wise, I think the pineapple one may take it in. So I think in this case, the Pineapple Chunks just win out just over the Kola Kubes, but they're both really nice. And after I've eaten some more of these, off camera of course, and I'll have to try and ration myself, as moreish as they are, I may end up changing my mind at a later date and find that I do prefer the Kola Kubes after all. But at the moment, I would say the Pineapple Chunks, these ones, are slightly better than these Kola ones. So thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed this taste test. Sorry it's quite a long video, but I wanted to really give this company a good road test and give these products a proper review, and I hope that you've enjoyed it, and for some of you that it's been a bit of a trip down memory lane as you recall your visits to the sweet shop in days gone by. Like I said, I have another taste test video coming very soon. Really excited for that one, so set your notifications on and look out for that. Thank you to all of my subscribers and my patrons. I'm gonna go now, and although I shouldn't really, I'm just gonna scoff some more of these delicious a quarter of .co.uk Pineapple Chunks and Kola Kubes. And I do hope that you join me again next time for my next taste test video. Cheers everyone. See ya!